Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another Gran Turismo 7 money method. This is a brand new one from update 1.29. As you can see, it uses the Honda RA272 that came out with the update. Now this car is absolutely fantastic, and we just had to slap a Bruce McLaren livery on it. Look at that papaya, just glimmering with the number 4. Lando Norris better do the job this year, even though it looks like it's not going to be a very good year for McLaren fans, but we've got a good method here. So before we get started into it, let me just take the opportunity to ask you guys if you can just hit that like button and subscribe button. I know they may not sound like a lot, and you're wondering what the hell does it do, but what it does, it allows the channel to be found by more people. So if you click that like button, YouTube pushes it out to more people can see the channel, and it will help us to grow. So I do appreciate if you could just do that. That will help the channel out massively. But let's go into the actual build itself. As we mentioned, you're going to need the Honda RA272. It's available in Haggerty. I think it's about 2.5 million, but it's worth investing because you will get the money back in no time with this. And this car is absolutely fantastic for multiple drives. Now, you don't need the power restrictor and you don't need the ballast in this one. You need a fully customizable computer, the high RPM turbocharger, and the fully customizable LSD. From the racing, you need the silencer, the racing brake kits, the fully customized suspension, brake balance control if you want, and the fully customizable racing transmission. Tyres wise, I'd recommend at the very least a racing hards, and get the intermediates because it may rain in this, so just in case you want to have the intermediates in there. Once you've done that, you need to go into your garage and then go into car settings. Now this is the build. I'm not going to go too much into it, just hit the pause button and just copy them down. It's pretty straightforward. You've got 100% power, you've got 100% in the power restrictor. So there's no power restricted at all, sorry. And look at that PP, it's well under the 700 that is required for this race, so it's a 687.08. Now you could afford to get the mediums if you really wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it because you just will need to pit a lot earlier, so I just recommend staying on the hards. You don't need anything more than that. And there's some little tip that I'm going to give you when we get into it. Now you need to go into the 24-hour demand circuit and to do the World Touring Car 700. It's with the lap times that you need to do, you don't want to go flat out at all throughout the whole of the race. And I'll tell you why, because it's a 30-minute race, and if you get to that checkered flag with 29 minutes and 50 seconds or 59 seconds, you've got to do a whole other lap, which is going to make it another 4 minutes to do. So you don't want to do that. You want to really calculate it. In this one you will see what I do at the end, so keep tuned. Is that I've managed to go just over 2 seconds over the 30 minutes, which is pretty much what you want to do. I mean, I could have gone a second, but I just wanted to save it there. And as you can see here, the car in the first few corners, you've taken over 2 cars already, and you've got to be a little bit patient. But with the high RPM turbocharger, you want to rev it in second gear. That's where you're going to get more of your speed, because if you go into third a bit earlier, you're just going to stall a bit. So get in second gear, rev it out, third gear, rev it out. And look at this in the back on the main straight. You're just flying through cars. This is how powerful this car actually is. And with the braking, this is where you need to be very cautious. Brake in a straight line. That's it. You want to brake early and in a straight line, and then you want to just let the car coast into the corners like this. So you don't need to do much with it. And then again, once you're out, I've used third gear because you just want to chill out now. And again, on the second part after the chicane, again, you're just going to power through these cars. And as you get up here again, remember, you've got to get used to braking in a straight line and doing all your braking before you turn. So you don't really want to be braking or accelerating while you're turning. Maybe a bit of trail braking there, but then you want to get back on the throttle again. And when you get over here, you don't want to fight with anyone. You just want to let them squabble. Take your time, take it easy. And you'll be alright. Now we'll get past these guys before we get to the next corner, so that's pretty much the race done. In terms of the fuel, it's pretty decent. We stopped once. We probably could have made the fuel last, but like I said, you don't want to go as fast as you can for the sake of doing an extra lap. You just want to be able to get that extra lap done. Now lap 3 we did have a bit of a scare of rain. It wasn't massive when I done it, so you probably just want to just double check that you do have the inters, because it could rain a lot more for you. So that's the one thing you've got to bear in mind. But once it started raining, I was just really just taking it easy. If you look at the gap at the top, by lap 3 I've already made almost 26 seconds on second place. So it's a pretty chilled race. You don't have to do a lot on it. Lap 5, this is why you need to chill out. because this happens. You get a little bit carried away, you get distracted, and I was probably pushing a bit too much there. I didn't need to do that, and the tyres were a little bit worn, so lap 5 you probably want to go and get your tyres swapped out, as you're going to see shortly. And we got to the end of the lap, it's very grey, and we've gone in to make our stop. Now it's about 9 minutes odd to go, and I'm just going to keep this in because the pit stops on Gran Turismo do not get enough credit. Now this is a beautiful thing. I've gone onto the mediums, just because it's only about 10 minutes to go. You can, but then you probably could just get another set of hards. So if you didn't want to spend that money to buy the mediums, you don't have to. And what I've done is I did refuel, and I'm massively overfueled as well. I didn't need to worry about it, and we just fill up that tank to the brim. And once we came out of the pits, this is where we're going to need to worry about not having to do that extra lap. Now if you see it here, if I had floored it, I'm going to get to that finish line before the time runs out, and that means I have to do another lap, which is a whole other 4 minutes. 4 minutes that you do not need to do. So I'm just coasting, taking it easy. You look at the gap behind, I'm over 1.5 minutes ahead of second place. So you've made up so much ground, there's nothing to really worry about, and you just need to wait till you get to that finish line and just make sure that you don't cross the finish line before the time runs out. That's super important here. But as we coast towards that finish line, and you've gained yourself 4 minutes by not having to do another lap, so why don't you just take a few seconds out of it and just hit that like and subscribe button and help the channel grow. Now as you can see, we're going past that finish line, P1, and we've just gone about 2.3 seconds over the half an hour, which is as close as you're going to get to just doing 30 minutes. So this car is fantastic. It came out with the update. It's a super easy build, and this car, keep an eye out because I think I might have a couple more builds for different circuits on this. So as you can see, 30 minutes, 2 seconds, 3:45, 1.5 minutes in hand to the guys behind. We could have gone a lot quicker, didn't have to. And as you can see, even though we had that mistake, we still get the clean race bonus, 825,000 credits for half an hour. So that's going to give you 1.6 million, over 1.6 million every hour, which is a fantastic payout for this. Also, go ahead down below in the comments and let me know what other builds that you would like to see on this channel. Do you have any builds yourself that you want me to make a video on so I can share it with the Gran Turismo community? And also, while you're here, before you go, have a look at this video I'm going to put on the bottom right hand side of the screen. There's another money method there that you can go and check out, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.